going on? What is crack-a-lackin', y'all? It's your girl Tracy with Ascension 225, a tarot and oracle. What's happening, y'all? What's crack-a-lacking? This is part two of the full moon in Scorpio. I called it full moon in Libra in my first video, so I stand corrected. It is the full flower moon or the full Scorpio moon. Okay, you guys. So that is tonight, May 12th. Okay, so if you don't know anything about full moons, let me give you a brief synopsis of what you use that full moon energy for. Now, you know the full moon, growing up, people are like, well, the full moon, people get crazy during the full moon, or the extremes during the full moon. That's because the full moon governs our emotions, okay? But it does much more than that. The full moon also points us to our intuition, right, which is the voice of the Creator and how the Creator communicates with us, and that is through us, through our intuition, okay? The full moon is used for renewal. It's used for spiritual rejuvenation, right? Alignment, also connecting to your higher self and connecting to a higher power. It's also about finding your harmony, finding your balance, finding your footing. And it's also for releasing things that no longer serve you, releasing negativity, releasing attachments, right, that keep you stuck, so that you're able to move forward in a positive way. So, if there's anything that you need to purge or release, write it down on a piece of paper. And under the full moon, I don't care whether you can see the full moon or not, the energy's still there. Take that piece of paper, say your prayer or your mantra or whatever, and burn that baby, and then release it. Release it. It's over. It's done. No need to think about it. No need to worry about it anymore. All right. So, with that being said, let's get into our full moon readings for our fire signs. We're going to start off with Aries, okay? And everything's going to be time-stamped, you guys. We're doing fire and water during this video. Okay, so we're going to start off with Aries, and we're going to start off Aries at 3 minutes. Okay, so here we go, Aries. How you doing? I hope all my Aries collective are doing fine, and you're abundantly blessed and just happy just because you're alive, and able-bodied and all that other good stuff. So throw that gratitude up, Aries. Okay, we just got out of your season. I hope you enjoyed your birthday season, Aries. I hope that you are just doing your thing, right? Whatever that is. But we're about to find out what the full moon needs and wants you to know, and the messages from Spirit, okay? So here we go. And before we start, do your girl an energetic exchange and like, share, and subscribe, okay? Pick a random subscriber at the beginning of every month for a free 30-minute reading. So not only hit that subscribe button, but hit that notification bell, all right? So that is like you ringing my doorbell saying, hey, I'm here for my reading. And it's reciprocal energy, okay? Constant reciprocal energy. All right, so Aries, let's get into it, all right? All right, we're going to start with the tarot. And we're going to ask Moon Mother a couple of questions. What was that? A few questions, about 4 or 5 questions, and then we'll get into the oracles, which are over here, already pre-shuffled and prayed over, okay? All right, so Aries, what does Moon Mama want you to know? Well, on the bottom of your deck, I got Justice. All right, this is Libra energy, and it's so funny because the other part of you, Aries, is a Libra. Okay, I don't know if you knew that or not, but if you didn't, or if you do, this is a time to tap into that Libra energy of yours. If anything has been unfair in your life, or you feel like has been unfair, justice is coming to balance those scales out for you, okay? All right. So let's get into it. I want to see what's in the middle. Queen of Wands. Yeah, this is you, Aries. This Queen of Wands. I don't care what gender you are. This is that feminine energy that wears a crown. This is somebody who's determined. This is somebody who's a leader. This is somebody who goes after what they want, desire, are inspired by, and all that other stuff, right? This is a go-getter, okay? All right. So, Holy Spirit, we have questions for Aries, okay? What should the Aries collective explore or go towards during this full moon cycle over the next few weeks? We got the King of Swords. We'll talk about all this when we're done. What should the Aries collective release, let go of during this full moon cycle? Okay. Are there any potential challenges for our Aries during this time? Okay. Let me get one more challenge. One more challenge card, Holy Spirit, please. Okay. And finally, can you give us some final outcome cards or final advice or guidance for Aries during the next few weeks? Let's just get 3 of these. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's put these off to the side. We're going to find out what Spirit wants and needs you to know. All right, Aries. So what Spirit wants you to explore or go towards is maybe speaking your truth, being matter of fact, being no nonsense. Okay, the King of Swords is Aquarius energy, and air signs represent the swords, and that's all about intellectual thought process as well as communication. So this King of Swords is no nonsense, right? Straight to the point. You can't pull the wool over this person's eyes. Sometimes they make head over heart decisions, which may not always be good, because a lot of times you have to involve your heart, right? But this is somebody who makes decisive decisions, okay? So maybe there's some sort of, maybe you need to go towards being matter of fact or making some firm decisions in your life, Aries. What should you release? The Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant, this is Taurus energy. The Hierophant represents, actually this is one of the marriage cards in the tarot deck besides the Four of Wands. But this could be about maybe releasing a marriage. The Hierophant also represents those core values that we learned growing up. Those values, those mores that we learned growing up. Those traditions that we stand on, like church and state and the tradition of marriage and all this other stuff, right? So maybe you're in the process of maybe releasing some of those core values or maybe those traditions that no longer serve you in any way. Because, sometimes those traditions that we learn, it's 2025, may not be relevant in 2025 the way they were maybe in 1985, right? So maybe you're examining some of those core values, that you have, okay? Or releasing them. And then, what may be some of the challenges? Some of the challenges may be going into this Sun energy, this Leo energy, right? This is all about fertility. So maybe there's a challenge with your fertility. If you're trying to have a child, maybe there's some issues along with that. Or, fertility is much more than birthing a baby. Fertility is having an idea, having an inspiration or an aspiration, right? And making it bear fruit, right? So this card is the happiest in the whole entire deck. This is about going into the sun, going into your abundance and blessings, right? And having the courage to do so. Okay? So maybe one of the challenges for you is this fertility situation. You trying to bring something to fruition. You trying to birth something, right? Or maybe maybe there's a challenge with you going into this sun energy. Okay? The Leo is all about having strength and courage. So maybe that's what the challenge is for you. And one of the other challenges is this Nine of Cups Figuring out what really fills your cup, baby. What fills Aries' cup? What makes Aries happy? Right? Nines are all about you as an individual, right? Is it painting or going to school or traveling? What fills your cup on an individual basis? Maybe that's one of the challenges. Maybe you haven't figured it out yet. Maybe you're still trying to figure it out, okay? Some of the final advice or guidance is, I've got 10 of Pentacles. Go towards this prosperity. All right? Pentacles are coins. But, and, you know, this is all about abundance. And abundance can be more than just coins, right? Abundance can be many things to many people. So go towards what you feel is abundant to you, okay? Wow. And, yeah. And it's going to bring you some level of prosperity. And then I've got the Two of Swords. Some of you may be at a crossroads right now. Maybe you're still trying to figure out what fills your cup up, what makes you happy, what you want to do, whatever. You know what I mean? But this Two of Swords is you at a crossroads. And the twos are all about you making a choice, making a decision. So maybe this is what you need to do, Aries. And that is finally, you know, go left or right, okay? And then I've got, yeah, so you can step into this Queen of Pentacles, this abundant Queen of Pentacles, right? She brings her own coins to the table. She's successful in her own right, okay? I love that. I love it. She's determined. She follows her goals. This is a go-getter right here, and I love that. So Spirit's just saying, figure out what it is that you want. You know what I'm saying? Some of those old values and traditions that you relied on in 1985 or 95 or whatever may not be relevant today in 2025. Maybe you need to tweak them a little bit in order for you to find your own self-happiness or containment, okay? All right, so let's see what's in the hidden energy. I've got, so we already saw justice. We already saw fairness and justice coming to you. Now, if you are releasing a marriage, then maybe this also represents you going to divorce court or whatever, okay? And then I've got the Queen of Cups. You being this emotionally intelligent Queen of Cups energy, right? Somebody who's nurturing and loving and in touch with your emotions, okay? Knight of Pentacles. And this is you not making any impulsive moves. This is you thinking everything through from start to finish. And, you know, yeah. So maybe that's because you're still trying to figure out what's going to fill your cups up. But once you make a decision, then you'll make a move, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Maybe fear. Maybe this is fear stopping you, the devil. This is Capricorn energy. This could be fears. Right? This could be limiting belief systems, this devil, right? That's stopping you, that's keeping you at this Two of Swords at a crossroads, okay? This could also be addictions or toxic people, places, and things. Only you know what your situation is, right? Time to stop dancing with this devil, all right? Yeah. And, yeah, because that energy is deceptive. That energy is deceptive, or if it's not fear or limiting belief systems, then maybe there's deceptive people in your life with the Seven of Swords, okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's time for you to do the Six of Swords and go towards what makes you happy, what brings you tranquility, what fills your cup up with the Six of Swords, okay? All right, so let's move on. All right, so let's, some of you may need a vacation. Maybe you're taking a bae on a vacation, okay? I saw two queens here. Maybe there's two queens involved, right? Yeah? So a vacation, pets. Maybe you're getting a new pet or giving somebody a new pet. Whoa. And I've got distance. You and a partner, maybe physically or emotionally distant. So I feel like This is a partnership or a marriage of some type. Hold on, I'm having a hot flash and I'm starting to sweat to death. All right, thanks for holding. Yeah, there may be some distance between you and your partner or your lover. Okay, so I don't know if this is just a partnership, or maybe this is a love relationship. We did see the Hierophant here, so who knows, okay? All right, so what's the tea? What's the tea? What's the tea? I've got ear. You're going to be getting some good news, Aries, or hearing some good news. Cobweb. Protected from negative forces beyond your control. So you're being spiritually protected, okay, from any negative energy coming your way. Lobster. You may be having a financial pinch, or somewhere over the next few weeks. You might need to hold on to your coins a little bit. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay. This definitely could be about a love situation, Aries. Okay. Turkey. Someone is behaving stupidly. So maybe somebody in this partnership or this relationship is acting stupidly. Yeah. And this is a temporary problem. These clouds will soon pass. And that may be why there's a challenge of you seeing this sun energy, because the clouds are in the way. Okay. And then I've got tankard. Soon you'll be celebrating, enjoying life, okay? Maybe after these clouds part and you can see the sun, okay? What epiphanies? Somebody's ready to surrender, It's all about release. And sometimes this full moon you could use to surrender whatever those feelings are, release them. And heal your heart chakra, Aries. The Spirit says yes. Powerless. The power struggle is real. So you may be going through a power struggle here. Ready to release this love block. Yeah, there appears to be a love block here. And spiritual work and self-discovery is needed. So you need to do some work on yourself, Aries. Especially to heal that heart chakra of yours, okay? All right. What else? So this brings us to the shadow work that may need to be done. Some of you may be avoiders, right? It's key to see the need to avoid discomfort, but also to overcome it and thrive. So sometimes you just can't avoid feeling uncomfortable or avoid the situation. Sometimes you have to look at it dead in the eye, okay? So avoidance. Limiting belief systems. We talked about that, right? Yeah. We talked about that. And then some of you may have some resentments over this situation, right? And there's a battle within you. Inner conflict that needs to be resolved, Aries. This card came in the crossing, which means that it's either very, very strong energy or it's creating a blockage for you, and this is making peace. Who do you need to make peace with? Is it yourself? Is it your partner? Is it the situation? This is keeping you blocked. Okay, maybe blocked from seeing the sun. You need to make peace, okay? Alright, so intuitively, what does Spirit want you to know? I've got two different decks of intuition. It says, be inspired. Use your inspiration, right? Use that spark within you, or find that spark within you, right? And have intuitive insights. You're receiving powerful intuitive insights now. Are you open to receiving them? Are you tapped into your intuition? If so, follow them. All right. Some of you may be making a choice. Maybe it's making a choice about this whole situation, this partnership, this lover situation. Making a decision, okay? Yeah. And go with the flow with this magic stream. Go with the flow. All right? Go with the flow, Aries. Going into the unknown may be scary, but it's also a challenge. Right? And sometimes we can't allow fear, false evidence appearing real, to stop us from moving forward, even if we have to do it alone. these goblins keep yapping at you, right? These dark attachments, these goblins trying to speak to you and trip you up. All right, release these goblins, whether they're people, places, or things in your life that are like dark attachments that keep you stuck or moving forward. Okay. And finally, since it's a full moon, we've got a few moonology cards for you. Yeah, detox. Okay, detox. We saw the double energy. That represents toxicity of some kind. Okay, so detox. Be proud of yourself, Aries. You've come a long way, mama, or daddy, or dada. Sorry, dada. And focus on the positive. Yeah! Focus on the positive, guys. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. All right, did we see? I thought we saw another positive card in here. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just tripping. Yeah, okay. All right, so there you go. That is, let me see. Yeah. Okay. Focus on the positive. Release the negative. All right, Aries. So that's your reading. Thank you so much for joining me all the way from the ATL. And please like, share, and subscribe. Mwah. Take care. Oh, hey. What's going on, my Leo collective? Nice to see you here. Nice to see you here, guys. We are about to step into your full moon in Scorpio reading. What does Mother Moon want you to know? What does Spirit want you to know during this full moon cycle? You know, the full moon energy starts about a week or a few days prior to the full moon. Then we're into the full moon, hard and heavy. And then we feel once the moon starts to wane, we still feel that residual energy for a few days up to probably like a week or so. So this is energy for the next few weeks, okay? We're just going to say a few weeks. It doesn't matter. There's no time in spirit realm. All right, Leo, we just want to find out what Mother Moon, what messages she has for you. Now, if you don't know anything about the full moon, aside from that people act crazy when there's a full moon, there's much more to that, okay? The moon is all about, or represents, your emotions, okay? And the moon is also about being tapped in and tuned in to your intuition, because that's how the higher power communicates with us, and that's through our intuition, through our crown, our third eye, and our gut, okay? And it's also a time for you to align yourself. To align yourself with spirit, to align yourself with your higher self, right? To find that balance and harmony that most of us are lacking. It's also a time for renewal and spiritual rejuvenation. And on the flip side, it's time to purge, release, get rid of anything that no longer serves you, anything that no longer nourishes you, or is a positive force in your life, right? So release. So during the full moon, go ahead and write everything down that you want to release under the full moon, even if you cannot see the moon. Light that bad boy on fire and release that energy, okay? All right, so let's get into your reading, all right? So, on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Page of Swords. So the pages are students as well as messengers. So maybe you're learning something new, okay? Maybe you're learning. Swords are all about intellectual thought process as well as clear, concise communication. So maybe you're learning something that you didn't know before about whatever your situation is. Maybe there's going to be some communication, a message or some kind of communication about that, okay? All right, so what's in the middle? Oh, shit. All right, maybe it's a communication, and it could be a communication with yourself about what fills your cups up, Leo, on an individual basis. Excuse me. On an individual basis. What fills up your cup? What makes you happy? What makes you feel like you're floating on a cloud? Because your gas tank is filled up, right? Your heart chakra is full, okay? So I've seen a lot of signs get this Nine of Cups wondering or thinking about what fills their cup up, okay? All right, so Leo, what do we have here? Alright, so for the Leo Collective, Holy Spirit, what should they explore or go towards? We have the Ace of Wands. That's beautiful. What should our Leo Collective release or walk away from? Four of Wands. Okay. What are some of the potential challenges for Leos during this time? Let's get like 2 cards. The World and the Sun. Good Lord. Okay. And give us some final outcome or final guidance messages for Leo, Holy Spirit. You got the 4 of Swords, the 5 of Wands, and Temperance. Okie dokie, Smokey. Alright. So let's get into this. What does Spirit want you to go towards or explore? Maybe a new goal, a new inspiration, a new passion of yours, right? Maybe a new creative idea that you may have, right? But Spirit's asking you to go towards it. Don't be afraid of it. Go towards it, all right? Take action, okay? What should you release or move away from? I've got this 4 of Wands. The 4 of Wands are, it's all about celebration. You see these people, these 2 ladies are celebrating, right? They're celebrating. And the 4s are also about safety, security, and stability. So this could be about that foundation, that home, that stable place where you're able to enjoy your life. Maybe you need to release, I don't know, the 4 of Wands is also one of the marriage cards in tarot. All right, so are you releasing a marriage or a connection, or are you needing to release this feeling of, if I go pursue my passions, right, with the Ace of Wands, that I won't have stability, like my foundation may be gone if I decide to follow what's in my heart, what's in my soul, right? Some of the challenge for you may be to go towards these successes, go towards these things that you want to accomplish in life, right? Maybe because the fear. False evidence appearing real. Fear stops a lot of people from doing things, right? Or this could also be you being challenged to close out some cycles in your life, right? So that you can start brand new, right? You can start a brand new cycle. Okay, this is the last of the major arcana cards. This is number 21. So what are you trying to accomplish? What are your goals? What are you trying to have some success at? Or is it that you need to close out a chapter so that you can start a new one and go into this Sun energy? Okay, this is Leo energy. This is you all day. All right, Leo, walk into your energy. This is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. This is about abundance, blessings, fertility, happiness. I mean, in abundance, like crazy. Okay. So maybe that's one of the challenges, is that you maybe have a fear of going towards what you're passionate about because, you know, you're so focused on stability and, you know, your foundation and stuff like that, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? But sometimes you got to take risk in life. Yeah. So, go towards the Sun energy. Okay. What are some of the final outcome cards or advice cards? Is you need to take care of yourself. You need to practice self-care with this 4 of Swords. There may have been some disappointment, some loss, or some heartbreak along the way, and you need to nurture yourself. Okay. You need to nurture yourself and maybe walk away or turn your back on this competition, this chaos, this conflict of not getting along. Okay, this, maybe it's a marriage where 2 of you are no longer seeing eye to eye. Maybe there's, yes, couples do compete against each other. All right, so maybe you need to turn your back on this conflict, chaos, and competition. Okay, and find your way into this Sagittarius energy, this temperate energy, this Zen energy, where you continue to be balanced, doing what you can on your end and knowing that Spirit is in the background doing what Spirit needs to do on your behalf, okay? That's beautiful. So we have the Page of Swords. Maybe you're learning something, maybe you need to communicate something, or maybe somebody else needs to communicate something. The Page of Swords can also be an apology card, okay? So take that for what it's worth. Ace of Coins, yeah. So you got an Ace of Wands, new inspiration, new possibilities, and we've got this gift of prosperity for you, abundance for you. I love that. And it could be with this Two of Cups situation. All right, we saw the Four of Wands. That's one of the marriage cards, right? Your soft place to fall. And then we've got the Two of Cups here. All right, so this could be about a love situation, okay? And one more. Yeah, maybe somebody from the past, okay? Maybe somebody from the past. This is the Six of Cups. This is feeling nostalgic about somebody from the past, somebody maybe that you grew up with, somebody that you dated along the way. Maybe, I don't know, but this is a deep soul connection. But these two cards together equal the Eight of Cups. So I don't know. Even though you're feeling nostalgic and all that other stuff, is this something that you need to walk away from, or is this something that you've already walked away from? Yeah, because this is the past, right? Justice is coming your way, Leo. Justice, this Libra energy, right? Fairness is coming your way, right? Maybe there was some sort of unfairness in this whole situation, but you will get your just desserts, okay? So stay strong, Leo. Stay strong, all right? Stay strong and be courageous. Oh, another ace. Oh my God. This is another way of saying take care of yourself and nurture yourself so that your heart is overflowing. But this can be about a new love coming your way, Leo. Maybe one has ended and another is coming to fruition, okay? Okay. Maybe you were juggling the two. I don't know. The two people. I'm not sure. I don't know. But the Two of Pentacles, this is about you finding harmony, you finding balance, right? Not only in your abundance, but just finding balance. The twos are about partnership. The twos are about making a choice. The twos are about having some harmony. Okay, what's going on with you Leos, okay? All right, so I've got, some of you might be taking a risk or gambling on something. All right, maybe you're gambling on this new situation, okay? It says problems with addictions or gambling, bad finances. So we did see the Ace of Pentacles. So maybe, you know, maybe you gambled something, and it's good to see that Ace of Pentacles coming your way, saying, letting you know that there's some prosperity coming your way. Health issues could arise, Leo. Okay? And love spell. You've been bewitched. You've been bewitched by somebody. There's a love spell going on here for you, Leo. What's going on? Alright. So, what's the tea? Chain of events that will affect your life. There's a chain of events that may have already happened or will happen that will affect your life. I can't say whether it's positive or negative. Fire energy, strong emotion, passionate love or hate. All right, you're Leo, you got that fire energy in you. So maybe there's a love-hate relationship going on here. Maybe there's a juggling of two people. I don't know what the hell going on. All right, but this is passionate love or hate. Shark, take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. This is the second card that said that you are having a hard time with finances. All right, I don't know if you have addictions like gambling where you're losing your finances, or if you're actually maybe ending a marriage and having to go to the court. That Justice card could be a legal situation, and maybe you have the chance to lose some money in that situation. Scales, keep your life in balance. All right, yeah, we saw the Two of Pentacles. We just talked about harmony, balance, right? But this also points back to the Justice card that we saw. You getting justice, you getting fairness, right? Yeah, or maybe this is just a legal decision, okay, that may be balanced. And then I've got pig. Beware of being greedy. Beware of being greedy, Leo. All right. So what shadow work does Leo need to do? Get rid of those jumbled thoughts, honey. You need truth and clarity, okay? Use discernment, especially if you're having jumbled up thoughts. It's time to take a journey inward, okay? Some self-discovery, tapping into Leo and what Leo wants, needs, and desires. It's time to confront those fears, man. Confront those fears that may be stopping you from going into this, being successful, or either closing out chapters and going into the sun. All right, don't let fears stop you. Be your authentic self, Leo, okay? And stop self-sabotaging yourself. Stop talking yourself out of stuff. Stop shooting yourself in the foot, okay? So to speak. What epiphanies are Leos going to be having or need to have during this time? Yeah, rest and recovery before you restart. All right, this says the same thing. Rest and recovery before you restart something. All right. Not your typical love story. Yeah, it's one of passionate love and hate, right? Not your typical love story. There's too much to think about, and this too much to think about could also create that self-sabotage because there's too many thoughts going on inside your head, overthinking and all that other stuff, okay? Karma is at work here, and that karma justice card and those scales also represent karma, right? Karma's at work here, Leo. The truth will set you free, so speak your truth and shame the devil. Be your authentic self. And enlightenment, it's time to see things more clearly. And we started off with these... Wait a minute. Yeah, we started off with jumbled thoughts, but we're going to have some truth and clarity here. That light bulbs, or those light bulbs are going to start to go off, and you're going to see things for what they are. All right? And not some jumbled mess in your head. All right. Intuition. Admiration. You're worthy of admiration and respect, okay? Have you been downplaying your value? Okay. So, admiration, and then I've got sacred vision. You are blessed with divine vision. Intuition leads your way, Leo. If it doesn't, it should, okay? There may be a deep freeze here. Maybe things are silent. Maybe there's nothing going on in this situation. Maybe you guys aren't speaking. Maybe there's a distance between you. All right, but this is a deep freeze, it feels like, okay? Maybe you need to wait till things thaw out in order to move forward with the situation. But in the meantime, take care of yourself. Yeah, protect your treasure. This is another card, the third card of you taking care of yourself. You protecting yourself, you nurturing yourself, and making sure that your heart chakra is okay. Because somebody is definitely stuck in the mud here. Stuck in the mud and in a deep freeze here. There's no movement. There's no communication. There's nothing going on except deep freeze right now. And what about the moon messages from Spirit? Step into your power. Step into your power, Leo. You are the king of the jungle or queen of the jungle, okay? So step into your power, baby. Attend to the details that need to be attended to, all right, so that you can move forward into this sun energy. Know your worth. Yeah, this admiration card talked about, do you know your value? Know your worth, babies. And work through your feelings. Work through your feelings, okay? Not thinking about it, putting it on the back burner, also keeps you stuck, like that stuck in the mud energy. All right? Okay. So take care of the details, guys. All right? All right. Thank you so much. This has been an interesting reading, Leo. God bless you, and take care all the way from the ATL. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Mwah. Thank you. What up, Sagittarius? What is going on, my Sagittariuses? My loves, my alter egos, right? I'm a Gemini. The other part of me is a Sagittarius and vice versa. So hello, Sag. What's up? We're about to dig into your full moon in Scorpio messages. What does Spirit want and need you to know for May 12th, 2025, y'all? Okay. So before we start, do your girl a favor and hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and especially hit that notification bell, guys. I really appreciate it. Helps the channel grow. All right, I appreciate you. Okay, so we are about to get in to these moon messages and what Spirit wants you to know, Sagittariuses. All right, I hope you're all doing well and abundantly blessed today. And this energy, we start feeling the moon energy, full moon energy, approximately about a week out, I would say, maybe a few days out. And then we're in the mix of it on that day. And then as the moon starts to wane, then we have, or wane, or whatever you want to call it, then, you know, we still feel some of that residual energy. So I'm just going to say for the next few weeks, okay? There's no time in the spirit realm, but we'll just say a few weeks and keep it simple. All right, so Sag, if you don't know anything about the full moon energy, aside from what you've heard growing up and that crazy people come out of the woodwork during the full moon, well, of course, the full moon governs our emotions, okay? And if we're not emotionally intelligent or emotionally stable, it could possibly have us act a little cray-cray, right? But aside from that, the moon, the full moon, not only governs our emotions, but it also allows us to connect to our higher self and tap into our intuitive side, okay? Like the High Priestess does. It's also a time of spiritual renewal, spiritual rejuvenation, okay? Finding your harmony, finding your balance, connecting to your higher self and being aligned with Spirit. It's also a time to release what no longer serves you, what no longer nourishes your soul, right? People, places, or things. Might be time to release all of that or some of that. Okay? So whatever you need to release during this full moon of Scorpio, go ahead and write it down. And and go outside during the full moon. Even if you can't see it, go ahead and say your prayer, your mantra. Burn that piece of paper and release whatever has been holding you back, keeping you in a state of unforgiveness or anger or resentment, whatever it is, and just release that shit, okay? All right, that's what full moons are for. Okay, so Holy Spirit, let's get into it. As for Sagittarius, what moon messages are full moon messages? Flower. Oh, this is also called the flower moon. All right, this is also called the flower moon because it's our entrance into, you know, basically spring, you know, and the warmer months, planting and all that other stuff. So, Holy Spirit, what's on the bottom? 8 of torches, 8 of wands. So, this is you. You may be going towards something new. You know, wands are that fiery energy, that Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, being goal-oriented, action-oriented. So, you may be going towards something, maybe head first, you know what I mean? Balls to the wall, you know what I mean? Or, yeah, sometimes the 8 of wands is maybe somebody wanting to reach out or come towards you. What's in the middle? Queen of torches, Queen of wands. That would represent you very effectively. You are a fire sign, all right? This Queen of wands follows her goals, right? She takes a decided action on her goals, her inspirations, her aspirations, whatever it is that she wants it. If she wants it, she goes for it, okay? All right, so Holy Spirit, let's go ahead and find out what's up with Sagittarius. So what should Sagittarius explore or go towards during this full moon in Scorpio? I've got the 7 of Cups. What should our Saggies release or walk away from during this moon cycle? The devil. Ooh, ooh, okay. And so give me a few cards of what some of the challenges may be, Holy Spirit, for Sagittarius during this cycle. Let's get a few cards. We've got the 10 of Torches, or the 10 of Wands, and Temperance. That's you, Sag. That's you all day and all night. And final guidance or final outcome cards for Saggy over the next few weeks. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. Oh, why is this upside down? The 4 of Cups in reverse, and the Hermit. Now, I checked all the, well, yeah, I checked all these and everything. So that really is the only card that's in the reverse. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to go with it because I don't feel like there are any mistakes. So, first off, what should you explore or go towards? Well, you may have a lot of different choices or options there, Sag. Okay, so whatever you go towards, whatever you go after, whether it's a goal, people, places, or things, make sure you use discernment before you go towards to go get it, okay? Because in some of these cups there are things that are harmful, like poisonous snakes where there's no antidote, right? Or some other things that could be negative or create negativity in your life. So use discernment, okay, and choose wisely with this 7 of Cups. What should you release or walk away from? I got this Devil energy. Now, the Devil represents Capricorn energy, okay? So it could be a Capricorn in your life. But the Devil energy could, from the smallest to the biggest, it could be fears that may stop you from going and doing things, accomplishing some things, being successful at some things. Fear, false evidence appearing real, stops a lot of people from doing things or accomplishing things, okay? This could be a limiting belief system, right? Maybe you don't think you can do it. Maybe you don't think you're smart enough or intelligent enough or whatever to do it, okay? This could also be about addictions, right? Drinking, weed, whatever addictions that keep you tied to this Devil energy, okay? It can also be toxic people, places, and things. Do you have any toxicities in your life, Sagittarius? And what are some of the challenges? We've got the 10 of Wands. Maybe one of the challenges for you is to walk away and close out this chapter on burdens, like everything dumped on your shoulders, you being responsible for everything, right? You having to make decisions about everything. Yeah, it's time for you to lay down these burdens that, you know, are wearing you out, for real. And you, once you drop those burdens, for you to be in this type of energy, Sag, okay? Temperance, this is you. This is your card. This is you saying, okay, I release it. I release all this. I release these burdens. And I'm going to recalibrate and rebalance myself, right? 1 foot in the water as far as being emotionally intelligent. 1 foot on land as far as being grounded, okay? So yeah, knowing that Spirit is working in the background, okay? Spirit is working in the background on your behalf. You do what you can do in the 3D, and Spirit will do what it does in the 5D. Be patient and stay calm. All right. Outcome or guidance or advice cards, 4 of Pentacles. Maybe you're holding on to something really, really tightly and you're unwilling to release it or let it go. Okay. Maybe one of the messages that maybe you need to stop holding on so tightly. Maybe you need to let things go. All right. The 4s are all about safety, security, and stability. Another message could be that maybe you need to hold on to your money. Maybe you need to save your money. Maybe you need to be thinking of the future down the road, right? Saving your money, having a little nest egg so that, you know, you feel a little bit more stable in your life, okay? About the 4 of Cups in reverse. The 4 of Cups upright is somebody being bored, right? Being bored with, you know, life, or the people in her life or his life or whatever, just being bored, being apathetic, not caring, okay? But in reverse, maybe you're turning that energy around. The Four of Cups upright, you see Spirit is handing this person 4 cups of love and emotion, and this person has their back turned to it. They're not ready for it. They don't want it, right? They rebuke it, whatever, okay? But, yeah. Oh, shit, no way. I'm so sorry, Sag. What was I thinking? I was thinking that this was, oh God. I was thinking that this was something else, but maybe I need to put my glasses on. This is the 10 of Cups. Final outcome is you sailing into your 10 of Cups, the ultimate meaningful love connection. I thought this was the 4 of Cups, but this is the 10 of Cups. You embracing this meaningful love connection, right? Healthy love connection, not devil energy, not toxic and all that other stuff, okay? And you guys are sailing into the Sun. I love that. And the Sun is the happiest card in the entire deck. The Sun is all about abundance and blessings, okay? And then we've got the Hermit. Maybe you need to think about some things. Maybe you need to use this Virgo energy, this Mercury energy, to really think about some things, okay? And consult with Spirit, okay? Consult with Spirit, especially if you have some choices that need to be made in your life. And this could apply to people, places, or things. Maybe you need to go in this temporary isolation and be in this hermit mode so that you can take inventory of yourself and those around you and your situations so that you can make discerning choices, okay? All right. So here we have the 8 of Wands, like we talked about. And then we've got the 10 of Swords. You putting an end to a painful cycle. 10 of Swords. Yeah? This person is dead on the ground with 10 swords in them. Okay? Normally it's 10 swords in somebody's back. But this person was looking you in the eye. Okay? So you putting an end to a painful cycle. Okay? And you embracing life, you enjoying life. 3 of Cups is all about you enjoying life to the fullest with the people that matter the most in your life. Okay? Yeah, I love that. It could be celebrating special occasions with these folks as well. 7 of Swords. Oh, yeah. The 3 of Cups can also be something like an engagement or something like that, right? But I've got the 7 of Swords here, and the 7 of Swords is uncertainty. The 7 of Swords is people, places, or things that cannot be trusted, mostly people. All right? This is deceptive energy right here. And maybe you're putting an end to this painful cycle, this 10 of Swords cycle, because of some sort of deception. Okay? Now, what's really interesting about this is that the difference between the 7 of Swords and the 10 of Swords, what's missing is the 3 of Swords, and that is heartbreak, loss, being stabbed in the heart at least three different times, right? That add up the 10 of Swords, okay? But this is deceptive energy right here. I hope that made sense. One more. Reciprocity. Maybe you need to go where you can have some peace and harmony and some reciprocity, or maybe that's why you're putting an end to this situation, because there was no reciprocity. Okay? All right. What else? Yeah. And it's got you feeling like this. Feeling like this is 9 of Swords. Sad, depressed, anxious, okay, not being able to eat or sleep. This is before you make the decision to put an end to that painful cycle, whatever that was, whatever it is, to you. You're feeling this energy until you make that final decision, okay? What does Spirit want you to know? Could be involved with a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, okay? This is a full moon in Scorpio, and Scorpios are empathic type of energy. We've got an air sign here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And then we've got cycles, fate, karma, something ending. And when something ends, there are always new beginnings, okay? And don't forget, the opposite side of you is a Gemini. Okay. Coins. Money's going to be coming to you, Sag. Money's going to be coming to you. You maybe need to take a vacation, either physically or mentally. Maybe you just need to take some time out to get in a hammock and just swing and just relax, okay? Bull. Plenty of material things. Like I said, abundance is not a problem for you, okay? Valley. Deep personal strength and peace that assures your success. So Spirit says you need to have deep personal strength and peace even when you're going through valleys in your life, okay? Knowing that you're going to be in this Sagittarius, in this temperance energy, doing your part and allowing Spirit to work in the background on your behalf. Arrow, you're on the right path, Sag, regarding some aspect of your life. You're on the right path. Whatever choices you make or have made, you are on the right path. Rooster, you might be dealing with an arrogant, boastful person that you should not cross. All right, there could be a rooster somewhere in your life, or you could be the rooster. Casket, there's going to be some closings in your life, closing of chapters in your life. You're going to be putting some things to death. Hopefully this double energy, if any of you have been stuck and bound by this double energy, it's time to give it a proper funeral. This reminds me of the death card in the tarot deck, and this also represents Scorpio energy. Okay, use your intuition, use your empathic energies, okay, along with collaborating with Spirit to make choices and decisions. Okay, I've got some of the shadow work that may need to be done. Is maybe you're stubborn, maybe you need to work on that. Soul mirrors. Others reflect your own relationship with yourself. So if you're having some issues with people in your life, maybe people that are arrogant or boastful or controlling or whatever, maybe that's a mirror of some of your own traits, okay? Divine juggling. Master different aspects of yourself, the light side and the dark side, so that you can have inner harmony. All right? Alchemy. Using witchcraft, occult, and learning God's secrets. Transform whatever situation you're dealing with, all right? And when I talk about occult, it could be something like divination, like tarot, or going to a medium, or something like that to transform your situation, to get guidance. Okay, some of you may even use witchcraft. I don't subscribe, and this could be even considered witchcraft to some people, okay? But hopefully somebody's not using negative witchcraft, okay? That would be a no-go. All right. What epiphanies are Sagittarians having, or will they have? Somebody's caught up in the emotions, or caught up in their emotions. You are my lifeline. I can't lose you. I don't know if that's a message that you have for somebody, or somebody has for you, but somebody is afraid to lose you, or you're afraid to lose them. Somebody's lurking in the shadows. Somebody's lurking in the shadows. Somebody is lurking in the shadows, waiting for a reunion, or for you guys to come into union. And what was in the crossing, which could actually create stuck energy, is a love drought. Maybe somebody feels like this. Maybe somebody feels like the love is all dried up, or maybe you weren't getting some of your needs met, or whatever. I don't know, but there seems to be some sort of love drought here. All right, intuition is heartfelt guidance. Intuition comes from deep within. So cherish and trust the guidance that Spirit and your Spirit team gives you, Sag. Be tapped in and tuned into your intuition. You might have an unexpected visitor, okay? Whoever that was lurking in the shadows, whoever wants to come into union with you or reunion with you, you need to go into this hermit mode like we talked about. Take some time to really think about some things and consult with spirit so that you can make discerning choices. All right. And a lot of you have been going through this metamorphosis for the last few years and will continue to go through this spiritual growth. Okay. And moon energy, I've got go deeper. All right. And this references Scorpio energy too, new moon in Scorpio. All right. Go deeper, Sag. Okay. Be open to change. Be open to change. And keep your heart open. Keep your heart chakra open. Even though you may go through some valleys and feel like you want to end a painful cycle because you got stabbed in the back or front 10 times, right? Maybe because somebody was deceptive. Keep your heart open. All right? Okay. Thank you, Sag. I love you guys. Mwah. Hey there, Pisces, my Piscean crew. What is going on, my little Nemos of the sea? It's good to see you. We are about to jump into your full moon in Scorpio reading. The full moon in Scorpio is May 12th, 2025. Okay. So Pisces, if you don't know anything about the full moon energy, it's more than just people act a little weird or crazy during the full moons, right? It's about connecting to your higher self, aligning with your higher self, aligning with the higher power, right? Also trying to find that balance in your life. It's also about spiritual renewal, spiritual rejuvenation, but it's also about releasing what no longer serves you, right? People, places, or things, energies, whatever. If it no longer serves you, feeds you, nourishes you, lifts you up, supports you, then maybe it's time to purge or release that energy, okay? And one way that you can do that is under the full moon energy. Even if you cannot see the full moon, write down what you want to release or purge, and then stand under the sky and recite your prayer or your what's it called again? Whatever. I have the word on the tip of my tongue, but recite whatever is inspiring for you, all right, or a prayer, and then light that bad boy on fire and let it go up in flames and release it. Walk away from it. It is no longer going to keep you stuck. No longer going to keep you bound and tethered, right? No longer going to keep you angry or resentful or whatever, okay? So let's get into it, my beautiful Sagittarius, my beautiful Pisces, I'm sorry. I just got finished doing Sagittarius, okay? All right, we're about to find out what Mother Moon wants and needs you to know during this full moon cycle, okay? So before we start, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, especially the subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you will always be notified. And I also pick a random subscriber to give them a free 30-minute tarot reading with yours truly. So if you like the opportunity, then go ahead, like, share, and subscribe, right? It's that reciprocal energy, guys, right? It's that reciprocal energy that's very important. All right, so Holy Spirit, this is for Pisces. What messages do you have for our Pisces collective, Holy Spirit? What do our Pisces need to know during this full moon in Scorpio? Now and over the next few weeks, what do they need to know? Guidance, advice, and all that other good stuff. Please and thank you. All right. All right, so on the bottom, we've got the Four of Wands, Pisces. So the Four of Wands, well, actually, the Four of Wands is one of the marriage cards in the tarot deck, along with the Hierophant, okay? So this could be about home, your foundation, where you feel safe. This could be your, with your partner. And the fours in numerology are all about safety, security, and stability. So this is your stable place, okay? So I was going to say something, but, and the fours are all about, celebration as well, celebrating life. We're a place where you can celebrate life with the people that are most important to you. Okay, so let me go ahead and cut the deck and see what we have on the bottom. 7 of Pentacles. Where you plant your seeds, right? Where are you planting your seeds? What investments are you making? Is this an investment in that marriage card that we just saw, or an investment in your safety, your security, and your stability? Okay, yeah, this is making a wise choice in what you want to invest in. That garden you want to invest in, nurturing that garden, watering that garden, feeding that garden, make sure it gets enough sunshine, because the abundance that comes from this is undeniable. Okay, all right, so Holy Spirit, we're going to ask Mother Moon a few questions. What should our Pisces collective explore or go towards during the next few weeks? We've got the Chariot. What should our Cancer collective, the Pisces collective, move away from or release? 10 of Wands. Yes, I love it. What are some of the challenges to this energy for our Pisces? Holy Spirit, give me 2 cards for that. I've got a Judgment and I've got 7 of Cups. Okay. And down below, give me 3 cards, Holy Spirit, of final guidance, final advice. What do you have for them? 5 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, and 8 of Wands. All right, and okay, so let's get into it. All right, so what should you go to? What should you go towards, Pisces? Go towards this Chariot energy, this Cancerian energy. Okay, your fellow water sign. This is all about you being independent, you making independent decisions, you making wise decisions about your life, right? Whether this enables you to travel, because the Chariot could be about travel. Maybe you're buying a new car. Who knows? Maybe you're relocating with this Chariot. Okay, maybe you're moving away from something and moving towards something new life adventures. Okay, that's what this is. Determined to do so. What should you move away from? Yeah, you should move away from this 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is releasing whatever burdens you. Any burdens in your life that's holding you down, holding you back, right, on your shoulders. Time to release that. Okay, time to release that. And I see a bee here, and you know, maybe you've been working really hard like a busy bee, you know, and maybe you have a lot of responsibility or whatever, and maybe it's time to release that energy. Okay, what may be challenging to you is maybe having to make these judgment calls about your life and what's going on in your life, and the people, places, and things in it. All right, making judgment calls, this Virgo energy. All right, using that Mercury energy to make sound, intelligent decisions, as well as being able to communicate them. So you making this judgment call, and maybe, you know, maybe one of the challenges is that you got too many choices, too many options. And I personally feel that if you have more than 3 options, then confusion can set in, right? Confusion can set in because you have too many choices to choose from. Just look at a Cheesecake Factory menu. It's 32 pages long. Ridiculous, okay? I can never decide what to eat from that menu. It's just too much. So maybe the challenge is you making a judgment call. All right, taking inventory, taking stock, making a judgment call about people, places, and things in your life, and you know, maybe having too many options to choose from. Okay. Final outcomes or final advice is move away from this 5 of Wands. Right. 5s are about change, but change brings about conflict, chaos, and there might even be some competition here. Who are you in competition with here? I don't know, or maybe somebody feels like they're in competition with you. All right, I've got a 3 of Pentacles. Time to work together. Time to join forces and work together. This is collaborating, right? I love that with the Three of Pentacles. And then I've got the Eight of Wands, right? This could be about communication, somebody wanting to quickly come towards you, or you quickly wanting to go towards them. But this could be, wands are all about, goals, inspirations, aspirations. So maybe this is you taking quick action, going towards something that's really meaningful to you. Let's see what's in the energy, hidden energy. So we got the Seven of Pentacles, right? Making a wise investment. And you really, really thinking about making this wise investment, right? You being in hermit mode. We saw, I thought we saw, okay, so maybe we didn't. But you going into like a temporary isolation where it's just you and spirit, and you tapping into yourself. What is it that you want, need, and desire in your life? What stays, what goes? Who stays, who goes? All right? But you not only making those decisions on your own, but you consulting with spirit, okay? So that you have that discernment, because with the Seven of Cups, you learn leaning on your own understanding may not be good enough, okay? May not be good enough. And I've got a Knight of Cups. This could be about a new romantic situation, okay? Knight of Cups, maybe somebody wants to take you out, or you want to take somebody out. Maybe you want to profess your love or admiration for somebody, okay? Maybe this Queen of Pentacles, this boss mama or this boss daddy. It doesn't matter your gender, it's feminine energy, okay? Somebody who has it going on, okay? This is wifey material right here, or hubby material, Queen of Pentacles, all right? Yeah. Or maybe this is you as this Queen of Pentacles, because you work so hard and you've been so dedicated and committed to what you're working on, so that you can be this beautiful boss mama or boss daddy. Okay? Yeah. Nine of Wands. Time to lay down the burdens. Lay down any burdens with the Nine of Wands, okay? This is you working hard, but you being exhausted trying to get there. All right? So lay down those wands. All right? And some things need to be put to death, figuratively speaking. Things that no longer support you, things that no longer feed you or nourish you. It's time to put those things to death, okay? All right, give them a proper funeral so that you can be freed up, so that you can make these wise, discerning judgment calls about what's next in your life. Okay? All right. So let's get into this energy, and I've got, there may be a fire sign involved in Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Health issues could arise, so you might want to make sure that you're making all your health appointments and all that other good stuff, okay? Gambling. Maybe you're a gambler, maybe... it says problems with addictions or gambling, bad finances, okay? So, yeah, maybe, that's where some of the burden comes in, is maybe you're struggling financially, or maybe you have an addiction, or maybe you're a gambler, or maybe you take too many risks in life, okay? Oh, gold digger. They want your money. Somebody wants your money, and they don't mind using you for it. Or vice versa. You can flip the script however it needs to be flipped, okay? Ooh, what's the T? Hug. Light-hearted, carefree time. Alright. I smell like something's burning. Hold on for a second. I don't know what that smell is. If you hear something in the background, it's just something that's cooking. I'm trying to multitask, guys, okay? So bear with me. All right, Pisces. So you've got teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So you may be meeting up for coffee or tea to talk with your friend, having a lighthearted, carefree time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even getting some advice. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. So boots on the ground, increase your efforts, okay, if you want to, you know, be successful. January, something could happen in January. Maybe you got a new career. All right, maybe you got a new career in January. And it says hard work is ahead. Hard work ahead. There's great good fortune with this 4-leaf clover ahead for you, Pisces. All your hard work will pay off. Your investment in your garden will pay off. You will see the abundance once it starts to bloom. And Spear, heartache over what you no longer have. So maybe you guys are feeling heartbreak or a sense of loss over something you no longer have. Okay, thanks, Holy Spirit. So I'm not sure what that is. There's a spear right through the heart. So maybe some sort of heartbreak or loss. Diamond, you're going to be receiving or giving somebody a precious gift. Maybe you're going to be getting a diamond. Maybe you're going to be getting engaged. Or maybe you're going to give this to somebody else. Okay. Okay. So where do we start at? Stop at. Okay. So what is some of the shadow work during this time? Because it's not only about renewal, right? It's also about release. So maybe release some of these limiting self-beliefs. Release this resentment if you feel it. Release avoiding things. Shed any illusions that there are or have been created. Like maybe this gold digger card, maybe there's somebody in your life that maybe they're creating illusions, right, under this moon energy. Maybe you think that they're like this, but they're really like that. Maybe they're really a gold digger in disguise, okay? And spirit awakening. Use your intuition, Pisces, all right? Sit down with your shadows. Because that's the only way through enlightenment, all right? So you're going through some spiritual growth right now. Hold on for 1 second. All right, so what epiphanies will our Pisces be having, or do they need to have? It says this soul bond is sacred. So maybe this is about a soul bond, a love situation, soulmate situation. Somebody wants to plan for the future. Somebody wants to plan for the future, okay? Social media got me in trouble. Ooh, I don't know what this is about. And this is no ordinary love. Maybe this is an interracial relationship or same sex or, you know, something like that. The past is the past. Don't look back. This actually came in reverse, so maybe somebody wants to revisit the past. I don't know, okay? So just be careful because we have gold digger here, okay? Yeah, and maybe a loss of money for you if you encounter this gold digger, Pisces. Body wisdom. Listen to your body's subtle cues. It holds the answers that you seek. So be in tune, mind, body, and spirit, but especially with that body wisdom, okay? I've got Moonlight. You know, I was looking at this card earlier when I was, you know, meditating over and shuffling these oracles. And I was looking at this Moonlight card and I was like, you know, this feels, at the time I was thinking, this feels like there's something that's hidden here under the moonlight, right? Because not only is the moon refer back to our emotions and intuition, but it also may refer to things being kept hidden under the light of the silvery moon. Illusions. We saw something in here that said something illusions. So it can hide people creating illusions, people wearing masks, people keeping secrets, right? Yeah, and I felt like that was it. And then some of these other cards came out and it makes me feel that way even more. That there may be somebody that's trying to create some illusions in your life. All right, or either that, or either it's them or it's you. Somebody, you may need to be rescued. Somebody needs to be rescued from a situation. All right. And there's storms ahead. There's storm warnings ahead. Storm fields ahead there, Pisces. So be very careful. All right. Choose wisely with the Seven of Cups. All right. And then this moon energy I got for you is take a breather. Take a break. Be in that hermit mode so that you can really think about everything and everybody and every situation in your life. All right. Really sit back, take a breather, and really think about some stuff. Okay. And push through any insecurities that you have, whether it's an insecurity of being alone or whatever. Push through that shit. Okay. And then lastly, I've got trust the universe. The universe will never steer you in the wrong direction. Okay. So, very interesting cards that we saw for you today. Yeah, the Hermit, right? Take a breather. All right, Pisces, thank you so much. And sending you plenty of blessings and support. All right, namaste. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Well, all right. We are delving into our Cancerian collective, our Cancers. How you doing, Mother Bears of the Zodiac? Yes, my Cancers born in June and part of July. You are my Mama Bears or my Papa Bears of the Zodiac, okay, you guys? So we're going to tap into this full moon energy in Scorpio. The full moon in Scorpio is May 12th, 2025. All right, and we're going to tap in to see what your fellow water sign energy has in store for you. If you don't know anything about the full moon, it's more than just people acting weird or crazy during a full moon. Cancers, the full moon is also about tapping and tuning into your intuition, right? It's also about aligning yourself with your higher power, aligning yourself with your higher self. It's also about that high priestess energy, that knowing. Why? Because you're tapped in and tuned into your intuition. It's also about renewal and spiritual rejuvenation. But on the flip side, it's also about releasing and purging and letting what no longer serves you go, what no longer feeds you, nourishes you, letting that shit go. And that's people, places, or things, okay, Cancer? So let's get into it to see what Spirit has in store for you today. All right. Before we get started, do me a favor and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. When you hit the subscribe button, don't forget to hit that notification bell. I pick a random subscriber at the beginning of every month to let them know that they've won a free 30-minute reading with me. So please, let's give that reciprocal energy and like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. All right. So what's up with our Scorpios? So I already shuffled this deck. And before I cut the deck, on the bottom there was a Four of Swords. So that's Spirit reminding you, Cancerians, that you need to practice self-care. Maybe you need to meditate, practice yoga, whatever it is that puts you back into balance and nourishes your soul, your heart, whatever. That's what needs to be done, okay? And then after I cut the deck, we came up with the Eight of Cups. And we just got finished talking about what no longer serves you, right? Walking away from something. This could be you, Cancers, deciding to walk away from something that you have put a lot of emotion into, but because it no longer serves a higher good in your life or nourishes you or whatever, you may decide to walk away, okay? All right, Holy Spirit. So what should our Cancerian collective, what should they explore or go towards over the next few weeks, okay? I've got the Page of Wands. What should our Cancers release or move away from? I've got the Sun. Whoa. And give me two challenges that may affect our Cancerians in any way. What are some of the challenges? Two of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Okay. Alright, so on the bottom, let's get some final guidance, final outcomes, or advice cards. Let's get 3 of those. 7 of Swords, King of Swords, and the Moon. Alrighty, what do we have here, guys? Alright, so what should you move towards, Cancerians, is maybe this new goal, new inspiration, right? This new passion that has sparked your interest, okay? What should you release? Well, I've got the Sun, okay? And the Sun's the happiest card in the whole deck. So, I don't know why it's telling you to release or let the Sun energy go. Unless some of you guys are worried about your abundance and your blessings, right? If there's worry about your abundance and blessings, and when that Sun energy is going to come in for you, maybe you need to let that go, right? Maybe you need to let go of control of how this is going to show up in your life, these abundance and blessings. This is also fertility too, right? You know how they say, like, women who may be experiencing fertility issues, and because they're in, that's all they think about, right? But let's just say the lady and the man decide, well, we're not going to worry about this anymore. We don't care about having a baby anymore. Or maybe they go out and adopt a baby, right? And as soon as that worry or that concern is off their shoulders, out of their mind, guess what? The lady gets pregnant, right? Fertility. So maybe some of you guys are worried about fertility, wondering when it's going to happen. Maybe you need to release that energy and allow it to come naturally. Okay? And so what may be some of the challenges? Some of the challenges may be this Two of Pentacles, okay? The twos are all about making a choice, and maybe there's a choice as it pertains to your abundance, right? This is also about balance and harmony too. So maybe you need to make the choice to become more balanced and in harmony. Okay, this feels like juggling energy. So I don't know if you're juggling something, people, places, or things, or somebody's juggling you. Okay, and then I've got this challenge. Maybe this Hierophant. This, Hierophant. This could be about one of the challenges. Could be maybe your core values, right? Your core values are being questioned, or this could be about, not only your core values, but the traditions that are very important to you. Maybe those are challenging you in some kind of way, right? This is also the Marriage card too, so yeah, we'll find out more. Alright, and at the bottom, for final advice or guidance, I've got the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords energy is uncertain energy. It's untrustworthy energy. This person is actually a thief. He's actually stealing swords, okay? Maybe he thinks that that's a good strategy. I don't know. Maybe you're trying to be strategic in a situation. But there is deception indicated here. This is somebody who's a liar, a thief, a manipulator, a con. And King of Swords, this Aquarius energy, right? Maybe you need to be this King of Swords energy, right? And make head over heart decisions, because sometimes maybe the heart might get us in trouble, right? Or we might make the wrong decisions if we just solely go off our emotions. Maybe you need to add some truth and clarity in the mix, or maybe you need truth and clarity, okay, about this situation. These two cards together equal the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords, that's all about feeling trapped, feeling confined, like you can't move, because swords are thoughts, right? Thoughts swirling around in your head. So maybe this is all these thoughts whirling around in your head about something that's keeping you stuck, right? Keeping you confined, keeping you trapped. This is also self-sabotage. Eight of Swords is also what I consider my self-sabotage card as well. Okay? And then I've got the Moon. The Moon energy. Maybe you're shooting yourself in the foot. Maybe this Moon energy, the Moon not only indicates intuition, right? Tapping into your intuition and connecting to that higher source. But this could also be people wearing masks. People creating illusions, right? People keeping secrets, lying, right? Presenting themselves how they think you want to see them instead of the real them, okay? So I think you need to tap into this intuitive part of yourself, Cancers, to figure out what's going on in this situation, okay? So we saw the Eight of Cups, you possibly walking away from something that's very important to you, right? You needing to have this Leo energy, this strength. Maybe you need the courage to look at this situation and make a decision, okay? Yeah, Six of Wands. A victory is needed here. You want to be victorious in this and successful in this situation, okay? Maybe this is you holding on to your coins. Okay, maybe because you need to save some coins, maybe because you have very little coins. But this could also be more than just coins. It could be something in your life that you're not willing to let go of yet. Okay? Got the Star energy. Got to have unwavering faith there, Cancers, right? Yeah, this Aquarius energy is having unwavering faith. She's holding the Ace of Cups here, right? So this is definitely about you giving yourself that self-love, that nurturing, making sure that your mind, body, and spirit is good to go, right? Healing, okay, from the inside out. Okay, this is also you having unwavering faith in Holy Spirit and your spirit team. Whatever you need, you will be gifted with. Okay, Page of Swords. Maybe there's an apology somewhere with the Page of Swords, okay? An apology, or maybe a conversation needs to be had here, all right? Yeah, because somebody, we already saw the Eight of Cups, somebody moving away from what no longer serves them, and then we have a Six of Swords, somebody moving away from conflict and chaos and moving towards harmony and peace. All right, so what's going on here? I've got distance. You and your partner may be physically or emotionally distant from one another. Okay, maybe that's what's creating this situation. Okay, caution. Find out more information. Okay, don't overwork yourself. You need to find out more information about a situation. All right, and maybe this is you as this Page of Swords trying to find out more. All right, because pages are students. All right, maybe you're researching, you're finding out more about the situation. Okay, there could be a narcissist involved. All right, a narcissist, someone is too full of themselves. Okay, it's all about them, and there's some challenges ahead. Make a decision. Okay, work on your inner healing. Remember, we said healing comes from the inside out. All right, so that's a challenge for you, especially staying balanced, okay? All right, T, what's the T? I've got knot. This knot might indicate that there are some unsuccessful plans that have been made or will be made, but won't go through. Fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. And this Fox card reminds me of the Seven of Swords. Somebody being sly like a fox, trying to get around a situation in a slick, sly way, okay? Or maybe a strategic way, okay? I've got Throne, position of authority, and that goes back to this King of Aquarius, not King of Aquarius, King of Swords, somebody in a position of authority, making decisions, okay? Tankard, time for celebration, fun, enjoyment. Clouds, there may be some temporary clouds, temporary problems that you may have to deal with, and maybe that's why this sun card is here, because maybe all you see is clouds, okay? And then I've got turkey. Someone is behaving stupidly. Who is this behaving like a turkey? A jive turkey. Okay? Alright. What shadow areas do you need to work on during this full moon energy? Seductive allure. This was actually in the reverse. Maybe somebody's trying to seduce you to get you to do certain things, right? But this was in the reverse, so maybe it's not working on you. But somebody's trying to use their seductive allure. Maybe you need to work on your anger. Positive changes are coming, okay? You transform your situation using alchemy. Transform your situation, Cancers, okay? What epiphanies do our Cancers need to have, or will they be having? Spiritual work and self-discovery. Yes, we talked about you doing some spiritual work on yourself, which may be a challenge. Inner healing, okay? Somebody's wearing a false mask, creating illusions in your world, okay? It says no distance will keep us apart. This was in the reverse. No distance will keep us apart. I feel like there's some distance here between you and another person, okay? Maybe this narcissist, okay? It says hearts that speak the same language in reverse. No one can speak the same language of a narcissist. If you're a person worth your salt and you're dealing with a narcissist, they will always come first and foremost. And there's some unrevealed secrets, yeah. Remember we talked about that moon energy, baby. Hiding illusions, people wearing masks, all right? Something is not right in Denmark, Cancers. I'm telling you. Somebody, this narcissist, is hiding some shit, okay? There's some shit being hidden, all right? And you need to use caution, all right? If you're in a long-distance relationship, that may give the person the ability to do things without your knowledge, okay? Right, that part. All right, so that's it. What do we have here? It's time for you to trust in spirit with the 7 card. Trust in spirit and take that leap of faith. Go into the wild unknown. Just having a measure of faith. All right? Don't allow fear or settling, for somebody who doesn't really honor you or love you the way you deserve to be honored or loved. You're going through a metamorphosis. Inner healing. Inner healing. Pay attention to the details. Pay attention to the details, Cancers. There's something rotten in Denmark, I'm telling you. Okay? Yeah. And there's a magnifying glass. In the magnifying glass, if you turn it upside down, it says clarity. You may need clarity about this person in your life who evidently is a narcissist. Okay? Moon energy. Release control. Release control of how things pan out. Reflect on your own priorities and allow spirit to work on what spirit needs to work on. Talk less, feel more. Okay? Alright, thank you. Wow, that was an interesting read, Cancer. Get rid of that narcissist, right? Get rid of it. You will only end up heartbroken. I'm just saying. Alright? Yeah, divine juggling. I've got divine juggling here and juggling here. And they're both wearing a top hat. Look at that. There's some juggling going on here, guys. I'm telling you. Alright, thank you so much, Cancer. I really appreciate you. Sending you plenty of support and love all the way from the ATL. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. What up, what up, what up, my Scorpio gang, gang, gang. You are the final zodiac sign that we are reading for for this full moon in what? Scorpio, in your sign, Scorpio. Okay, so I made a mistake during the first part of this. I did part 1, the air signs and the earth signs, and I thought it was a full moon in Libra, but no, I stand corrected. It's a full moon in your sign, Scorpio. Should have started off with you. Okay, so anyways, my bad. But how you doing, Scorpio? I hope you're doing well. We're about to see what Mother Moon and Spirit has to say, or messages that they need to convey to you during this full moon in Scorpio, May 12th, 2025. So Scorpio, if you only think that the moon is all about it being nighttime and that crazy people only come out when the full moon appears, well, that's not the full skinny, okay? The full moon is all about renewal and spiritual rejuvenation, okay? It's all about aligning yourself with your higher power, aligning yourself with your higher self. Having some moments of clarity so that you can align, due to you being tapped in and tuned into your intuition, that all-knowing. What did I just say? That all-knowing. I said issuing. What is that? Maybe somebody's issuing something. I don't know. Okay, so this is tapping and tuning into your intuition. But not only that, it's seeing beyond illusions, right? People wearing masks, people keeping secrets. It's also about releasing and purging that type of energy that does not serve us in any way. Okay, so except to deceive and maybe hurt us. So it's time for release as well. So during this new moon on May 12th, what you can do is write down everything that you want to release, people, places, and things. Write it down and go outside on May 12th under the full moon. Even if you can't see it, it is still there. If it's covered by clouds or whatever. And recite your mantra, recite your prayer, and then torch that bitch. Torch it, set it on fire, and release it. Okay? Release. Okay? And that frees your spirit up. Okay? Alright, so let's find out what Spirit wants and needs you to know during this time. Okay? So on the bottom of the deck, I've got the Ace of Swords. That's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. The Ace of Swords is all about truth and clarity. Point blank and period. Truth and clarity. All right. No more hazy thoughts. No more hazy thinking or communication. This is clear thinking and clear communication. Okay. What's in the middle? I've got the Knight of Swords. Okay. So the Knights are messengers. And maybe this knight needs to deliver a message of truth and clarity to somebody. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's somebody else in your world that needs to hear this message or deliver this message of clarity. Okay? All right. So, Holy Spirit, this is for our Scorpios. And we have a few questions. What should our Scorpio collective explore or move more towards? I've got the Page of Pentacles. What should our Scorpio collective release during this moon cycle? I've got the Two of Pentacles. And what are some of the challenges? Give me 2 challenge cards for this energy for Scorpio for this full moon. I've got the Ace of Pentacles. Lots of pentacles here. And the Justice. La Justice. Okay. Now, on the bottom, can you give me... let's just say 3 cards of final advice, final outcomes for Scorpio during this time. I've got the 4 of Pentacles, Temperance, and the 6 of Wands. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these cards off to the side. What should you move towards, Scorpio? Maybe this new opportunity. Move towards this new opportunity that could be abundant for you. All right. Okay. Maybe it's a brand new offer. Maybe that's why it's in this page energy. Okay. Brand new or still in the works or something like that. But it's an opportunity nonetheless. What should you walk away from Maybe you walk away from juggling. I don't know if any of you are juggling people, places, and things out there. Maybe you're juggling your money. I don't know. But the 2s are all about making a choice. Okay, choosing. And it's also about partnerships. It's also about harmony, finding balance. Okay, and that these 2 cards together are equal to 3 of Pentacles, and that's working together, working in tandem with you and another person or other people for a common goal. Some of the challenges may be getting to this ultimate prosperity, this Ace of Pentacles. All right, maybe you're making some strides or some advances, but maybe hitting jackpot or this Ace of Pentacles, maybe that's still in the works. Okay, and then I have Logistics, maybe finding fairness and justice. All right, so I don't know what this is about. This could just be about the scales balancing themselves out, just like the scale with the 2 of Pentacles, right? Finding balance, finding fairness. This could also be a legal situation, maybe money in a legal situation. Okay, what are some of the final outcome cards? I've got the 4 of Pentacles. This could be you unwilling to let go of some things that you feel are abundant to you, whether it's money, people, places, or things. Unwilling to let go. All right, unwilling to relinquish. Okay, but also on the flip side, the 4 of Pentacles, because 4s are all about safety, security, and stability. This 4 could be all about you holding on to your money, saving your money, because you're planning for the future. Okay, so maybe you need to be a little stingy right now with your cash flow. All right, and then I've got Temperance. Stay calm, stay patient, be patient. This is that Sagittarian energy, doing what you can do on this side of the realm, spirit realm, and allowing your spirit team to work in the background on your behalf, right? Stay calm, stay balanced. And because there's going to be a victory. There's going to be victory for you. There might even be a parade for you, who knows, but there's going to be victory for you. You're going to be a shining star with the 6 of Wands there, Scorpio. Okay? All right. So let's see what's on the bottom. We already saw the Knight of Swords. There could be some kind of message given to you, or maybe you need to relay a message. What is this? I've got a Queen of Swords in the reverse. This is probably the only card in reverse, but this Queen of Swords is in reverse. This is Gemini energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. And a Queen of Swords in reverse is somebody who doesn't think before speaking. Who doesn't use wisdom when they speak. Who may be emotionally abusive when they speak. Alright? This is somebody who doesn't know how to make firm, decisive decisions. This person doesn't know how to do that. Alright? And this could be about a 10 of Cups situation. The ultimate meaningful connection, relationship, marriage. 2 of Wands. Maybe you need to choose a path, which direction you want to go in. Alright? Yeah. And maybe you're just not feeling it anymore with the 4 of Cups. Maybe you fell out of love. Maybe you're just not interested. Maybe you just decided to turn your back on offers of love, maybe. Yeah. I got a Queen of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Queen of Wands is decisive. She knows what she wants and how to get it. All right, is this you? Or are you feeling unsupported and let down because you don't feel like you have support? Or maybe this is a loss of money. I don't know. Let's find out more. I'm not going to really clarify any more than that. All right, so there may be distance between you and a partner. All right, physically or emotionally. This could be creating challenges, okay? Make a decision to work on it, and also work on your inner healing. There might be somebody else in the picture. Yeah. Especially if you have a long distance relationship. Somebody might be juggling. Alright, third party situation. Someone's in the middle of someone trying to somebody's trying to sabotage what you have going on with another person. Let's find out more. I've got Dragon. Beware of self-delusion. Do not delude yourself, Scorpio. That's the worst thing that you could do, is lie to yourself and create illusions for yourself. You are Scorpio. You are already empathic. Alright? Trust your empathy. Trust your empathic side. Trust your intuition. Alright? Okay? Frying pan. Ooh, there could be some trouble or some accusations. Whoa, maybe, as it stands with this third person in the way, right? Sabotaging your shit, right? Money path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. So there's money out there waiting for you. You just have to find it. Dogs. You might be getting together with friends. Maybe you need some sage advice from a good friend that you can trust about this situation. Valley. Deep personal strength and peace that assures your success. So no matter what valley you may be going through, Scorpio, Spirit says keep your peace. Keep your personal strength. Alright? Because the sun is going to rise and it's going to shine. Alright? Abundance and blessings are yours. For sure. Alright? That money path, that abundance path is yours. Oh, and this might be about a marriage. Might be about a marriage here. Could be a third party person interrupting your marriage. Like I was saying, this could be a legal situation. This could be money coming from a legal decision. Could be a divorce. Okay. What shadow side does our Scorpio collective need to work on? Maybe somebody was seduced here. Seductive allure. Maybe somebody was seduced. Divine juggling. Yup. Divine juggling going on here. Find wholeness within yourself. It's an inside job. Right? And find that inner balance as well. Okay, find that inner balance. Okay. Especially with that temperance. We got the Two of Pentacles. That equals balance. Right? It could be juggling, yeah. But it equals, finding balance. And then on top of the temperance card, that's about balance too. 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land. Okay. Epiphanies. What epiphanies will our Scorpios have, or do they need to have? There could be some fears and anxieties that you're dealing with. Are you ready to release this love blockage? There's a love block somewhere, especially if there's a third person involved. Somebody's reminiscing on past precious moments. Remember, maybe you're reminiscing on how good it used to be. How good you guys used to be together, blah, 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 whatever. Right? But now it's just so complicated. It's just so complicated, and there's a third person involved in this situation. Am I deluding myself? That's what you could be asking yourself. I don't know, but okay. 3 people involved is never a good thing. What intuition do you need to follow? Clarity in chaos. In chaos, your intuition brings you clarity. Trust it. And I saw the Ace of Swords earlier, and the Ace of Swords is about truth and clarity. Alright, no more cloudiness, only truth and clarity coming, okay? And then seeing beyond, look beyond the obvious. Trust your intuition to reveal deeper insights into the situation. Alright, go and see beyond what you think this is. Alright? Find out the truth. And then I've got, this could be affecting your home. Alright, this could be affecting your home. It could be coming apart, or you could be coming apart because of this situation, because of these challenges, this mountain of challenges that you might feel are, you know, interrupting your flow. Okay? Interrupting your flow. And lastly, I've got your Moonology cards. What does Mother Moon need and want you to know? Believe in your good luck. I don't believe in luck, I believe in blessings. So believe in your good blessings, Scorpio. It's time to detoxify. And that also means removing toxic people, places, and things from your life. It's time to shine, baby. It's time to shine. And it's time to forgive. It's time to forgive. Alright? Time to forgive. So, yeah. I wish you all well, my Scorpios. And maybe it's time to release, especially if somebody has you in a third-party situation, somebody juggling your heart. Maybe it might be time to release that energy, okay? All right, Scorpio, thank you so much. God bless. I'm sending you supportive energy. Namaste, all the way from the ATL. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Take care.